Hola mi gente, ¿cómo estás? How y'all doing? How y'all living? So today is the day. Today is the day that my ex moved out. I'm processing a lot of different emotions at this time, but I actually expected that, so I'm okay with it. It didn't start off very well in the morning. There were things that we had discussed earlier in the month, and that I don't know. I don't feel like there was a miscommunication, to be honest with you. I just felt like I don't know what happened, but there was a miscommunication on behalf of some things, and so today wasn't the best with the communication between us. I became very irate. I just didn't like how I was being addressed, and I wasn't very kind. I can say that. But I'm also like really tired of someone that's not taking ownership for things that they cause and then try to put it back on you when you're trying to get them to right their wrongs. So for me, it was just a situation of feeling outraged. I wish I could take back the things I said, but also I was feeling them, and at the time my emotions just made it feel like that was so valid, the things that I said. As I was watching him like get his stuff and leaving and everything, I started thinking of my emotion with watching this process happen and thinking of how I spent most of my adult life with this person. Wolf, please stop. Hey. And how I spent all of my adult life with this person. And that's just wild to think that you spent so much time with somebody, you were unhappy most of the time, and then as this person is leaving, you kind of feel sad. And it was weird to feel these types of emotions because I have not felt any emotion towards him the whole time we've been separated. And then as I was watching him pack up things, there was an overwhelming sadness that came over me. And it wasn't so much for him, but so have you ever missed a person? Not a person, it's not even a person, but their presence. And I'm just so used to his presence being around that that's what I would miss. Not him as a person, because we didn't really interact like that. And when we did interact, it wasn't positive. But just knowing that that person was there is probably the part that I am missing. Also, it's just weird because we came out here as a unit, and all we had essentially was each other when we got here to El Paso. And it's kind of weird to think that despite him being all the support, other than my children obviously, that I had, he wasn't very supportive. And I went through a lot of things alone, and I struggled a lot alone, and I struggled a lot alone in California, and a lot of weight was put on me all the time. And for him just to go through life and not be able to take ownership for any of his actions just always affected me. So now I'm sitting in these emotions. There's a lot of emotions. I'm like excited for a new beginning. I'm sad that I'm gonna miss the presence that's usually here, but not him as a person, and just fear for what's next. I don't know what life curveballs are going to be thrown at me, but I just know between me and my kids, we're going to figure it out together. We're all we have, you know, and we're all we've ever had, and it's been the three of us really essentially alone anyways, which is why I have a hard time with these emotions, because even though we were a unit of 4, we functioned as a unit of 3 because he wasn't really active in our lives while he was here. He pretty much had his own little separate life going on, and we were the 3 amigos. And while people took offense to the fact that I was so close to my kids and he was on the outside, but the point is I spent more time investing in the relationship with him and the kids than he spent. Like, I was the one trying to encourage that relationship more than he was trying. So it was just, there's a fly in here. Looking back at it and looking through things and looking at a picture for what it is instead of romanticizing it, I've been alone. My kids and I have just been alone. Yes, he was here. Yes, he was in the house, but we've been alone. So it's not going to really feel any difference. There's just going to be a missing presence that we're used to for the last 22 years of my daughter's life. 19 years of my son's life and 23 years of my life. There was a body here, but it wasn't just, everything else was not here. So I guess I have to lay this to rest and process through whatever emotions of grief that I need to go through for this relationship now that it's essentially ended. All I have to do is the divorce, and that's it, and it's over. And what a wild ride it was. It was so fake and fraudulent, and I held my composure and kept everything together for so long, and till the point where I couldn't do it. My mental health was severely affected being in this relationship. My physical health was severely affected being in this relationship, and I feel like an idiot for even having any type of emotion towards it. But I also know that you're allowed to grieve these things, and you're allowed to feel these emotions, and I'm going to allow myself to feel them because they definitely need to be sorted. Like, yes, this was a person that treated me horribly, was not good to me, was not good to my children, but was still a part of our lives in some way, shape, or form over 20 years. And I mean, I guess that's what it is at the end of the day. I just wanted to come live and direct as it happened, because he just left like 20 minutes ago, and speak my piece and say, and I was taking down pictures and stuff like that in the house, and I just want to reclaim my space. Right now, it really does feel like as if somebody passed away and there's this empty space like in the living room. Okay, there's a fly in here. But as soon as I can get it full of life and essentially have it the way that I want it, I'm going to be excited. And actually learning how to live in my entire house space again is going to be hard, because I'm used to just being boxed off in this room all the time and not actually going to the rest of my house really. I go to the garage to get my ice, I go to the kitchen to get food, and then I come back. Just looking back last year around February, it was so bad between us that I ordered a fridge in my room. There's a fridge over here in my room in the corner so that I wouldn't have to leave the room, and I filled it with protein shakes, and that's what I lived off of, and I never left my room. And that's how bad it was. It was so bad that the day that it got delivered, it was delivered out at the front door. I went and I got the dolly and I crept it out and went into the back and brought it in through the back entrance and like hid the box and everything because I was so afraid of his reaction. But I didn't know how else to nourish myself without going into the mutual living space and having to go through a war each time I went out there. So that is how I came to have a fridge in my room, because things were so bad. It was getting so violent. It was getting like so bad. Every time I left my room, it would turn into something that I had to get a mini fridge. And I was just looking at my fridge today thinking like the reason why I have it, not because of work and because it's easy and convenient because of work, it was because essentially I did not feel safe leaving my room, so I had to do something in order to nourish myself. That is really, really sad that it had ever got to that point. So there's things that I have to look at for reality, and that's one of them, is the fact that I literally felt so unsafe leaving my room, and I had to sneak in my fridge into the house. And then after he found out I had it, it was a big, huge, explosive argument over it. There's so many other things that I could say. I'm just not going to. A new chapter has officially begun, and it's sad that it ended on the terms that I didn't want it to end on, because I kept in my mind the entire time as I'm focusing through this, as stupid as it sounds, you guys, because obviously you know that I went through so much abuse, but I wanted to be cordial on behalf of my kids, on behalf of myself. I wanted to create that peace within myself, and I was actually okay with feeling peace. You guys know Mercury retrograde is on its way, so my emotions are all over the place. I have really not wanted wanted to deal with people. I've just kind of been to myself, but essentially I just know that this is a period of growth and reflection for me, and I'm going to take it as such, and I am going to grow from it. And I do know that there are going to be some tough times ahead. It is official. It's over. And how do I feel? There's still some meds in there. I wanted to ask so bad, like, hey, did you forget your meds? But I didn't say anything. I essentially had told him I wanted the last words that I said to him on the phone. I did ask him about a picture that was missing because I didn't know that he was taking it. The Xbox is gone. Didn't know he was taking it. So that's where we watched our All Belongs DVD. So Kimana was a little bummed about that because I was like, listen, he doesn't have a lot, just let him take it, we'll figure it out, we'll get another Xbox, it will be fine. But yeah, essentially we didn't know some of the things that were community property were being taken. So yeah, I'm not gonna be mad because obviously we still have the PlayStation back here, so it's not like we don't have something. And we can always move the PS4 out there now and have it out there, and she can have that as a space now, so she doesn't have to wait for me to get off work to play the game when she wants to or anything like that. And yeah, we can just move things around and live our lives. So it'll be weird to have that space. It'll be weird for me to be able to have my door open, essentially, because I haven't had my door open in like 2 years. The last time I had my door open was when he went out of town, so I haven't even had my door open like that often. That was like a week and that was it. But now it's gonna be weird. Like right now my door is shut and I'm just used to having it shut, just used to being locked into my own room. I created it as a paradise but felt like a prison at times because I just felt like, not that my house is big, it's not at all, but I had all this space to move about in. And then 2 years ago, essentially, that was closed off to me because it just created such a violent atmosphere. It was very aggressive and everything. So yeah, but I just wanted to let you guys know and essentially tell you what I was feeling and be upfront and honest about how I'm feeling in the next coming days, weeks, months. Who knows how I'm gonna feel, but I do want to mark this moment. There might be a week from now where I'm just completely in tears. My period's coming up here in like 9 days and it's during Mercury retrograde. It's probably going to be full of emotion. Matisse had told me that because I posted something on Snapchat and I was like, I don't know why my emotions are like all over the place. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. And he's like, oh yeah, Mercury retrograde, it's in Virgo and blah blah blah. And I was like, I should be wanting to organize my room and stuff like that, like not feel like an emotional mess. But, like, I don't get a lot of sleep. I actually have a lot of nightmares about things that happen between me and my ex a lot, and it keeps me awake. I don't know if they're gonna go away now. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep now. Am I gonna have more anxiety, feeling like, I don't know, I don't feel it. Honestly, I feel like he would be the type of person, if someone broke in, he would be like, my kids and my ex are back there, like take them and let me live. That's the kind of energy that he gives me. Not a protector at all, but as a sacrificer, he would sacrifice us. So yeah, I need to do this big ass pile of laundry I got going on. I want to dust in my computer area. I have some sage burning right now. I'm about to clean out the couch out there that he was sleeping on, and vacuum there, and sage out there, and just try to get my energy right, because I do feel like a hole or an emptiness when I do go in the living room. And I guess just knowing that he was there was something, but now that's not even there anymore. So it's official. And I'm trying to think. I do have, you know, some family of his on my social media. I know that some of his family watches my videos and whatever and whatnot, but I don't know. I actually started having a lot of trust issues within the family, even the family that I was close to before, because when I was going through moments of abuse, I don't feel like it was something that was taken seriously. I feel like it was just like whatever about it, and it just created like this huge distrust. And anybody, I don't care if it's your family, whoever, if you allow someone to abuse someone and you just let it go to the side, or you're like, no, don't do that, like without really like letting them know how wrong it is, you're a disgusting, vile human being, and I just don't trust you after that. My mom went through abuse with my father, and me experiencing it myself, you know, like I just have a lot of trust issues for people that don't stand up against that type of stuff, and any family that tries to hide it or act like it doesn't exist is really disgusting to me. And so I just ended up getting a lot of trust issues after that. Even with my own father and the family, I was having a lot of trust issues in there. And so like I just don't trust people that allow anyone to abuse anyone in any way, shape, or form. And so yeah, I don't trust them, and that's just honestly what happened. Is I lost a lot of trust, a lot of respect because of stuff like that. Because I don't know if it's just the way that my ex makes things sound or what, but it just made it sound like it was okay and that he understood. Like, I'm speaking to one particular family member that I was really close with. He said that, like, yeah, he understood why he did what he did. And I was just like, oh, all right then, well, I see where we're at. And I kind of just left it right there, because I just can't trust that type of energy around me. That means that he could stab me in the neck and that person would be like, yeah, I understood what you did. Anybody from watching my YouTube videos, but as far as like Instagram and stuff goes, I might have to change that situation. Also, I felt kind of like I was being spied on or something, because things that were only on my social media, which my ex wasn't privy to that information, was getting back to him somehow, and I don't know how. So that put a big question mark in my head as well, as to the communication. So I just had a lot of questions in my mind. I thought I could keep like certain relationships intact no matter what, but yeah, I learned otherwise through talking to my ex, because he was just letting me know, oh well, what about this? He would say things like, so I heard you said such and such on your social media, or I know you posted this on your social media. And I'm like, God, I gotta comb through my list and see who is on there and who would be reporting, because it shouldn't be any of my people at all. And if it is, I have a lot of questions. I know that my cousin, he follows my cousin or whatever, so when I was in Vegas, he would see like some of the things that were being posted, and he was questioning me a lot about things that were going on in Vegas. I don't know what was posted. I was drunk the entire time I was there, so I have no idea what was posted. But yeah, I was out dancing with people and enjoying life. Like, it wasn't, I don't know, but I don't have nobody to answer to anyways, so I'm having fun living my best life. But yeah, I want to clean out my energy and feel better, because I just have not felt good today or yesterday. Now I'm ready to get my scissors out for anybody that I feel like crosses me in any sort of way, because I don't need the energy around me. But anyways, you guys, I just want to let y'all know what's going on, what's good, whatever. And I am about to let you guys go. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. And we are about to be on a new journey together. I broke my thumb. I was doing the yard for 3 hours today and I broke my thumb. So tomorrow I got to get that done, because I hate having like one weird finger. Let me go. I love you guys so much. And peace out.